Okay, thank everybody for coming. It's 6 o'clock. We'll start the work session. We have actually we can do some of this during the work session. We have the agenda back in next time. We have a presentation tonight, Child Abuse Awareness Proclamation.
Yes.
Is that you? Would you like to come up and speak to that?
Yes. Good evening, Mayor and Council. My name is Allison Miley, and I am a case manager and CASA advocate for Coleman County. A CASA advocate is a court-appointed special advocate, and what we do is we become the eyes, ears, and the voice of children in our community that have already been placed with DHR. One thing and my purpose here tonight is I would like to bring our community as a whole, as a county, together against child abuse. Unfortunately, it's become a popular subject and not decreasing numbers, unfortunately. So I feel that my presence here is important tonight, not just to have you sign a legal documentation, but to hear a few numbers and to hopefully allow one of them to sink in with you, and to hopefully work together to make a change as a community and not just wear blue. So I would like to start off by saying that in our office alone in the year 2025, we do have our final numbers, and we helped right at 200 individual children in one fiscal year in the court system. And that is just within 1 year. And Alabama, unfortunately, ranks in the top 20 annually for child abuse reports. The latest that I've seen is we are ranked 19th, and unfortunately, we tend to rank in the top 15 when it comes to fatalities due to those. We are currently ranked 13th, which is terrifying. Just to give you some numbers, of course, the state does not have official 2025 numbers, but the most recent that they have that they are willing to release at this moment is that between 26 to 27,000 reports of child abuse were reported last year, and over 11,000 are confirmed of neglect cases. Trafficking cases are increasing as well. So to put that into perspective, that's a rate of 10.3 victims per 1,000 children. So the next time you're in a room with 100 children, that the ratio turns out 1 in 100 children in our state are facing abuse, neglect, or some other, form of mistreatment. So, as I read this proclamation, I would like to invite the community of Hanceville to please work with Coleman Caring for Kids in CASA, not just by wearing blue, by working alongside us to become a stronger community by educating our community and by providing outreach resources to help bring our community together. The proclamation reads, whereas child abuse and neglect is a serious problem affecting a segment of our community, and finding solutions requires input and action from everyone. Whereas our children are our most valuable resources and will shape the future of the state of Alabama. Whereas child abuse can have long-term psychological, emotional, and physical effects that have lasting consequences for victims of abuse. Whereas protective factors are conditions that reduce or eliminate risk and promote the social, emotional, and developmental well-being of our children. Whereas effective child abuse prevention activities succeed because of the partnerships created between child welfare professionals, education, health, community, and faith-based organizations, businesses, law enforcement agencies, and families. Whereas communities must make every effort to promote programs and activities that create strong and thriving children and families. Whereas we acknowledge that we must work together as a community to increase the awareness about child abuse and contribute to promote the social and emotional well-being of children and families in a safe, stable, and nurturing environment. And lastly, whereas prevention remains the best defense for our children and their families. So I humbly come to you, not only to the council, to the mayor, but to the community of Hanceville, and ask for you to please join us, not only by signing this proclamation, but to helping us take a stand against child abuse and ensuring that every child has a happy and healthy childhood. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Very important topic.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.
Y'all
We'll all, whoever needs to sign that, we'll get that signed. and get it
Yes,
back
sir.
to you.
Thank you very
Will you
much.
be here for the rest of the meeting?
No, sir. No,
Okay.
sir. But
Thank you for
I can if you would like for me to stay.
Well, just to get the signed copy back to you, but we can get it to you.
That's fine.
She said she would like a picture
Yeah, I mean,
when we sign it. She would
Okay.
like a picture and we can.
Okay, we can do that. We'll get one out to you.
okay.
Okay, thank you.
So, okay, thank you.
Okay, we've got two public hearings tonight on ordinance 2026-6, the zoning for alternative financial services, and ordinance 2026-7, the vacation of Sherry Street. Everybody's had a chance to look at those. We've got the approval of minutes, the bills in the tray here. Tent revival. I think John will be talking about that. John Skinner, come on in.
First of all, I just want to thank the city council and Hanceville to allow me to come before y'all tonight and to share with you what we would like to do. First of all, my name is John Skinner, and I'm the pastor and president of Compassionate Hope Food Basket Ministry. A lot of people say, well, what's the big name, and choose that name. I said, well, we minister to the whole man. We operate a soup kitchen, we feed people, but we also run tent revivals, reaching out to the community. And been doing that for 30 years, since 1995. And also I sit on the board of DHR in our county that I live in. And so I'm pretty much involved in the county, and I'm aware, and she's done gone. I just want to thank her for what she does. But we are here today seeking the opportunity to run a tent revival from June the 15th through the 20th. But we would aim to set the tent on the 13th, like on a Saturday. And like we run that, we want to run 1 week, but if revival broke out, we would like to know that we have an option to run 2 weeks. But we'd like to run 1 week and then see how it goes. It's 2-hour ride will be one way. I'll be driving back and forth each day, which I don't mind a 2-hour ride. And but we're seeking permission to be able to use the property to set the tent on, run revival, and to reach out to the community, share the love of God. We work alongside Care Cook Ministries. Plus, we also have a contact to some churches here, a couple of pastors here in Hanceville that's willing to work with us. My pastor's always told me if you go a certain number of miles away from where your location is, you need to have a church to work with you, so when people come in, they have a home church to go to. We're not seeking to come to build a church. We come to strengthen the church and lead people to the Lord. And that's what we're here for. Is here tonight is seeking permission to do that. And if y'all grant that permission, I'd have another question. Is there any water lines, sewer lines, gas lines, or anything on the property? Because we drive stakes in the ground approximately about 20 inches. So we would need to know that, and we'll be aware of all of that.
This is at Tucker Park,
It's a 40 by 60 tent that we want.
but what do you want to do at Tucker Park? The big
Oh, right.
across the street.
It's right across over here, by the
Fire
fire
station.
department, right there on the grass.
And the 10th through the 13th, you said?
It's a 40 by 60 tent, so you need a 60 by 80 spot to set it on. And I looked at the property, it should fit in there.
Okay. And this is June 10th through 13th, you said?
Start,
10th through
be the June, we're seeking to do it on June the 15th through the 20th.
15th through, okay.
And that we'd like to set the 10 on the Saturday. The 15th is on Monday, the 20th is on Saturday. We'd like to set the 10 on the 13th, like the 2 days before.
Okay.
And then if we just run 1 week, we'd take the 10 down on the 27th, which would be on a Monday.
Yeah, if it goes good, you
Possibly.
want to.
Thursday.
If it goes good, you'd want another week. So, yeah.
Yes, sir.
The only issue with that is we have the food trucks coming in on Thursday. I don't know how that would work.
What time are the food trucks there?
4 to 8,
4 to 8?
4 to 8, and they pretty much take up that whole field for parking. I guess they could, theoretically, people could park down the street and we could have both of them there at the booth. They have live music too, but they wouldn't, you know, I don't know. We could probably work with every day but Thursday, but I need to get with the food truck people we've already committed to make sure they could, you know, coordinate with you and whatnot and that. And it wouldn't be a bad thing to have, you know, food trucks on the revival.
No, sure, would be a bad thing.
And it does get a little busy though, and they do fill up that grassy area, but they could always park in that, the road that goes up to Commercial Street, so.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll figure out something.
Well, thank y'all for the opportunity to come and share, and I'm looking forward to hearing from you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you. Y'all have a great evening.
And we'll vote on that officially when we start the real meeting. Let's see, 2 ordinances, library surplus. If you'd like to speak to that, or just whatever's in the packet.
Whatever I sent you this
Okay,
morning.
all right. You'll have a copy of that. Library contract, this is a contract between the City of Hanceville and the Coleman County Public Library System. It's been looked at for a few months now, and we've got a finalized copy, and we'll need to vote on that. Item number 7, sheriff's contract. Everyone's had a chance to look at that.
Yes.
There's a couple of things we can do here. We can amend it, send it back. We can accept it as is. We can try to negotiate more. We can add more things to it. We can table it. We can reject it. You know, I think it's worth more conversation per se, instead of just maybe rejecting it out of hand. It's worth more conversation to maybe talk again and bring it up the next time. But whether or not we accept, if we accept it, you know, there's an election coming up. There's going to be a new sheriff coming in, and that's going to happen sooner than later. And I really don't know that we should enter into a contract until that happens. I'll leave things the way it is, and maybe, you know, start the ball rolling to maybe make some changes if we do decide to stay with the sheriff. Or, with that amount of money, we could certainly have a head start on a big part of the rebuild on our own.
Yes.
So, y'all think on that and make the appropriate motion whenever we're ready. City of Hanceville alternative websites. So it was probably spam. I got this email from some guy in China who actually is a legitimate web provider, or like a GoDaddy.com that reserves websites and stuff. And they said that people from China was trying to do a cityofhanceville.ch for China, and there's .fr for France. There's also US websites, .com, .gov, different things. We're a .net. When you go to our website at cityofhanceville.net, it's been recommended that we change that to .gov, and we can talk about all that. But This item number 8 is to ask if we want to reserve any of the other US or other City of Hanceville suffixes before anyone else buys them up. There is a cityofhanceville.com that has already been taken by somebody that they want $5,000 to get it now. So, you know, probably don't matter, but you really don't want someone using your, your lead email address and then making it something that's really not supposed to be. So that would be the reason to do that, and only probably if you could get it for like $25 or something. So we can think about that, give me a limit on how much we want to spend to reserve those names, or if we want to just leave it alone or do it at all. But I think we do probably at some point want to change it to .gov, just because that's what they recommend us to do. So. Whole business, the phone system. We've tabled this a couple of times. The phones seem to be working okay, really. They're good quality phones. We do have a contract coming up in May. We can table again and talk to Ty again. The thing about going with the other company, it's a lot smaller company, so I'm a little bit concerned about maybe the level of support we could get from a smaller company. The ones we have, we needed something fixed in the office, and they were out there the next day looking to run wires and all this kind of stuff. So all the numbers are still there. It's roughly about the same cost to go either way. So y'all can decide what you want to do on that. Got your bank account balance sheet. And let's see, anything over here that I need to bring up yet? Probably not. Yeah, we can save all this. Okay, anything else we need to talk about before we start the meeting officially?
I just wanted to bring up that we approved a scheduling, Jarvis scheduling for the parks. I got an update that we should be launching May 14th for that. And then after that, I'll talk to David about getting that put on the website. So around May 14th, I'll have more updates for everyone on that.
Okay, very good. And we did get the card reader in the front office. It takes Square like 4 days to verify the account and all that, so we'll be able to take credit cards in the front office now. So, and just kind of a housekeeping thing, when we're talking, if everybody can like speak clearly into the microphone, some of our videos are not, the volume isn't quite what it should be. I don't think we get that set, so. When we're talking, let's just, Robert's working diligently on that, so if we can just speak to the microphone when we make motions and such. So, all right, nothing else, we'll call the meeting to order. Welcome everybody here. Dan, can you lead us in the word prayer?
Let's pray. We thank you, Father, for your many, many blessings that you provide, that you give of all things that we enjoy in this life, the health and strength that we have, we know come from you, that we're able to live in this country, that we have the freedoms that you provide to us. Father, we always look to you to guide us in what we do, say that you be with those making decisions tonight, that they look to your word, how you would have them to conduct things, and that you would receive the honor and glory. Father, that you protect those that have put themselves in harm's way for our safety's sake, whether they're responders or the military, those that do their diligence in providing for us. Father, guide us always in Christ's name.
Amen. Now, the pledge. Attention, salute, pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, this is the time we reserve for any citizen to come up and talk. If you got anything to talk about in the public comment session, you have up to 3 minutes. Does anybody want to speak? No takers. All right.
I do have one thing I just want to say to Danny. Dan, we're all sorry for what has happened with the Sticklemeyer building and everything, and I just wanted to let you know that we've all been thinking about you and everything that's going on there.
Well, I appreciate it, and nobody's hurt. The community has been ever so gracious in this response to our needs, and I will take this moment if you don't mind. So many people have stepped up to help those tenants that are now.
Right.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Hey, you're welcome.
And you could probably use some help with cleanup if anybody wants to volunteer, right?
You got a shovel and a hammer and a crowbar. Quite welcome to come on and join the crew. We're there until about 11 o'clock at night.
I noticed y'all trying to save some lumber and stuff in it too. I've noticed that.
There's some great stuff in there, a lot of memories for lots and lots of people, and if it's possible, we're going to try to salvage whatever's in there, so.
Right.
But we'll be quiet in case you're going to the Strawberry Festival tomorrow night and Saturday, we'll be quiet.
Thank you, Dan.
Okay, do we get the roll?
Councilor Powell,
Here.
Councilor Rowe,
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Shelton,
Here.
Councilor Brown,
Here.
Councilor Kane,
Here.
Mayor Bradford.
Here. Okay, can I get a motion to consent the agenda?
So moved.
I'll second. Okay, Councilor Brown first, and whichever one of y'all wants the second. Cameron got the second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. We've done the presentation. We'll sign that before we all leave. At this time, we'll open the public hearing for ordinance number 2026-6, zoning alternative financial services. Does anyone want to speak on that? Anyone have any questions on that? Okay, being none, we'll close that hearing. The next, we'll open up the public hearing for ordinance number 2026-7, the vacation of Sherry Street. If anyone has any comments on that? Hearing none, we'll close that hearing. Okay, approval of minutes for April 9th, 2026.
I'll make a motion that we approve the minutes from April 9th, 2026.
And I'll second that.
Okay, Mr. Rowe gave us the first and Ms. Shelton the second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Bill review/approval.
I make a motion that we approve the bills that have been paid since the last council meeting.
So moved.
Okay, Ms. Brown with the first and Mr. Powell with the second. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Tim Revival, Karen Cook. And this will be, working out something with the food truck guy to make sure both can happen simultaneously, because I don't think they wanted to take the tent down for one day.
I make a motion that providing we can work out an arrangement with the food truck providers, we allow them to have a tent revival from June 15th through the 20th, possibly the next week as well, at Tucker Park.
And I'll second that.
Okay, Ms. Brown gave us the first and Ms. Shelton the second. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. And we will need to do locates on where the gas lines and stuff, 20 inches is pretty big. Okay, ordinance number 2026-6, zoning alternative financial services. This will be our second reading. We can pass it tonight. Do we need a roll call vote on second reading? We don't? Okay, so this will be our second reading. Be easy, no roll call.
I'll make a motion to approve ordinance number 2026-6-6.
I'll second.
Okay, Mr. Powell with the first, Ms. Brown with the second. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
I'll abstain on
Okay. And Mr. Rowe abstains. Ordinance, item
Mr.
number,
Rowe, abstain your
yes. Ordinance 2026-7, vacate Sherry Street.
I'll make a motion that for the ordinance number 2026-7, vacate Cherry Street.
I'll second that.
Okay, Mr. Rowe with the first, Ms. Brown with the second. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Library surplus. There's a list of items at the library that you need to get rid of, store, go away.
I make a motion that we give the library to be permission to dispose of or surplus the items on the list.
So moved.
Okay, Ms. Brown gave us the first, Mr. Powell the second. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Library contract. It's pretty much what we're doing now. It's just an official contract between the public library and us.
I make a motion that we enter into the contract with the Coleman County Public Library to support the Hanceville Library.
And I'll second that.
Okay, Ms. Brown gave us the first, Ms. Shelton the second. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Sheriff contract.
I'll make a motion that on the contract that we have with the sheriff's department that we table it for right now and kind of wait until the election to kind of see where it might see fit and make changes.
We don't, well, that's gonna be November. We don't really need a table for like 5 months. But can we,
Or more than like negotiate further.
Mayor, if you take no action, then it'll come back up when somebody puts it on your agenda.
okay,
Okay, so no.
You don't have to take that.
okay. All right, so we'll have like 10 seconds. We'll give it 10 seconds. If I don't hear anything, it's dead. And we'll bring it back up. But in the meantime, we can have conversations to see what we might not can change. Okay, it's dropped off. City of Hanceville alternative websites. This would just give me permission to see what it'll cost to reserve these other domains, or even if we want to do it at all. It's up to y'all. We've had City of Hanceville.net for years and years and years. Nothing has happened, but
Let's be changed to .gov.
Personally, I think it needs to be changed to .gov, but don't worry about the rest.
don't worry about the rest.
I would make a motion to allow you to, I would say, make a motion to not worry about these and figure out the process to get us switched over to .gov. To allow you to get us transferred over to .gov.
Okay, and not worry about the any because .com's already taken.
.com
Unless
is
we want to buy it for $5,000, and I don't think we want to do
I
that.
know that .com is taken, but what is it? .com or .org is not.
.org is not, you're right.
.org is not taken.
So, I mean, if it's $25, we ought to buy it. But if it's 5,000, I don't think we should. You just don't want people maliciously doing, something and then linking to you and showing up in the Google search and all
But
that.
I know if we transfer it to .gov, then we won't even have to worry about those anymore. The city of Hanceville, because we wouldn't be using those anymore.
Yeah.
Because it would be Hanceville, Alabama.gov, it would completely get rid of the city of Hanceville, wouldn't it?
I don't know. So, well, the motion will be to research all that.
Yes.
The secondary thing is, I'm pretty sure you can't legally get a .gov unless you are a
City.
city.
Yeah, I guess what he's worried about is people using the city of
Yeah,
Hanceville.
but people can spoof and
Yeah.
email with anything. I had somebody do it for my business.
So my motion is to allow you to research what it would take for us to get transferred over to .gov.
I'll second if we can add, we need to reserve .org as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Your motion's still good with that?
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Powell gave us the first, Ms. Brown is second. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Old business, the phone system. If we take no action, it stays the way it is. Or we can vote to change.
I make a motion that we keep the old system that we have now, since it was working good. The problems and the cost is basically the same with the other.
So move.
Okay, Ms. Shelton with the first and Mr. Powell with the second. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. See the bank account's balance sheet. Any questions on that? Okay, Rusty was here. Where's he at? There you are. You're hiding behind.
He's laying down.
You're hiding behind the thing. Whichever one of y'all wants to go first.
Good afternoon. You guys have my bi-weekly report attached to your packets. I'd like to report that the storm shelter itself was finished. I believe those and put the decals back on. I think it was great. They did a great job. Blue repairs are complete. I think they've got one more flange they've got to put on. But I believe that expense come in at around a little over $9,700 for repairs in this area. Gravel. We do have basic chemicals in the pool right now and have it stabilized, but I do have chemicals ordered from our new vendor to get the pool up to work near the building as well. Free landfill week, we picked up 14 loads of vegetation debris totaling 30.2 tons. And that dumps at $43.25 a ton. So that was just how much landfill we had. Of course, that week put a time on vegetation debris pickup, but by the end of the week tomorrow, all vegetation in the city will be picked up and all the routes will be cleared.
And that's a free service offered by the city of Hanceville. Anything green will pick up.
It seems we're having a great ball season this year. It looks to me like one of the best I've seen with turnout and participation of players and spectators. It's really turning out great over there. Speaking to the gentleman about the tent revival, see that now? Oh my goodness. He's going to need to be notified that he has to locate his stakes with a white location mark where the stakes are going to be. Dial 811 and have those located to make sure they're locked, and it has to be located in the house because every utility has a different color. But they'll have a mark, clear or not clear, correct. And basically that's all I have to report unless anyone has any questions for me.
Storm shelter does look great though.
Now,
The storm shelter looks good.
it does, it looks better. Yeah, we will have those decals on there soon, so I've got to get them ordered and get them on there. It looks great. And we are hearing tornado season apparently
Right.
this week, so
Thank you, Russ.
everybody be safe. Thank you.
Thank you. Robert, our red light is not on that camera, is it? Yeah? Is it working?
I know I had it on him while he was talking.
Oh, okay. Technology, okay. So that's the way it works.
Yeah, wherever the red light, that's where it's on. So it's on him now.
All right, cool. Chris, go ahead, sorry.
Yes, sir. No, that's fine. So we had the Alabama Fire College Power Simulator trailer out last week. And I got all of our staff and all the volunteers that showed up, got their kind of driving hours in. I had been asked by some people about the Ladder 1 truck. That has been delayed due to the company was run, the man that was working on it passed away. And the family is kind of going through and dealing with it. It's a family-run business, so he's staying on top of it. But, you know, there's like no timeline at all set for that. We've worked on pursuing a couple grants, kind of reached out to a few people. Of course, that's a long process. The AFG grant is on hold. Last I spoke with them. So that's the big one there. With the federal grants, it's just is what it is. We've started moving towards some ISO improvements. One of them being our hydrant maintenance. We started painting hydrants yesterday, and that's just to kind of try to work towards when ISO does come our way. We're prepared to try to really shoot for getting the best score we can. Met today and started works on the mass communication notification system, which for Coleman County is Everbridge. That's going to be hopefully not too long of a process, but it's definitely not going to be speedy. He was having a problem with just getting the portals right and all the modules and the subgroups, and we're looking at right now just trying to get the city, the staff, just where we have city administrators on their own subgroup, and so we can just, you guys will do a notification, but it goes as big as to the community that has the app. So we're kind of moving towards that, but of course next year they're probably moving from Everbridge. So as soon as we get things up and rolling good, I think the state's going to provide something that the county's going to wind up going with. But that may work out even better.
And this is in addition to we have a notification on our website too, if they have that app.
Everbridge.
Well, it's not Everbridge, it's some other notification thing through our website if you downloaded it. City of Hanceville app or whatever, the app has a notification thing where you get the text messages and stuff that we can send out.
Yeah, well, this was really, I was looking at this for the fire department itself. But, if it was to that, there's a lot of people in Coleman County that has that app.
Right.
In the community. He's trying to get it set up so that we can send them, those people, just with the app, just that they went that direction with that. But we're looking at using it at the fire department. It's just a free service that we can use because we're not going to have radios for all the volunteers. We're really recruiting hard right now. Got a pretty good stack of applications. So we're not going to have this will be a way for us to just shoot them a notification and say, hey, we have X emergency. If you're available, please come.
So this is internal. This is internal.
It can be internal, but it's county based. So,
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, a dispatcher for that service can send out to the people. There's a road closure on Main Street 91.
Okay.
I don't know who would be doing that. And I don't see it being us over at the fire department. That's already in place. It's hard to grab a hold of. We're going to use it over there as another form of a dispatch for us.
Okay. And we can figure out a way to link those two together because one person would be sending out those mass messages, I'm sure, so they can send it out to both platforms if we have to.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that at all. So I spoke about the hydrants, the hydrant paint began, and that's to try to get us a little bit closer to make sure that we're right there when ISO does come. Eventually, they will be, and so we're going to try to make sure we're ready for that. Look it up and improve the score. Yeah, that's all.
Hey, Chris, I've already noticed the painting of the hydrants and it looks great.
Yeah, it was a lot better. And I
They
also,
stand out.
yeah, and they're easier to see at night when the
Yeah.
guys are having to catch a hydrant.
Right.
But just for the overall community aesthetics, it looks a lot better. We're gonna try to chip away. There's over 300 hydrants, so it's gonna take a minute.
Yeah.
But we're gonna be chipping away. Try to get them all done. The ones out in the county, we're gonna get them all done. So. And somebody reached out to me about a biography on myself. I've emailed it. I hope that's in the process. They wanted to know something about me, so we're getting that moving forward.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, council discussion items.
I was talking to Rusty, we were talking about the pool, and something about our parks that I realized that we don't have, is we don't have a sign on 31 going to CWJ Park that shows that the park is there. And it's something that he and I were discussing, and I'm gonna bring it up to y'all, kind of see what y'all kind of think about putting a little sign there.
There was one at one time.
Yeah.
Going south.
Yeah, maybe think about doing that again, because we're going to be opening up the pool. Kind of want to maybe start promoting the pool a little bit more going into this summer, promoting the parks a little bit more. I'm asking you to look into it, maybe getting us a design for a new sign to go there. But I also wanted to update you all that the website's been updated. Carla Kane, your picture is put up there, the fire chief has been put up there, and we're making constant updates on it. So if y'all haven't seen it, it's good pictures. Really good pictures, and Ken Brown pictures been updated as well. So those are two things.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. There is a sign that says CWJ Park,
Yes.
but it don't specify
Yeah.
on park ball, it don't specify pool.
Yeah.
It just says CWJ Park.
Yeah, and that's a, like a government.
Yes. Yeah.
Sponsored or.
Yeah. But as far as our individual signage of what we offer there, we don't have it.
Okay, yeah, it'd be cool to put something up, something decorative.
And I'll research that and see, maybe like a 4x8 with some informational stuff on it for north and southbound traffic, and get a cost on that.
We couldn't put it on the state right away, we'd have to put it on somebody,
We can
get permission to, yeah. Okay. All right, some good news. That big court bill we were talking about last time, I got a call about an hour and a half ago from the state that says we can keep our portion of that. So it helped to make that phone call and talk to somebody. So I should have a confirmation email in there by in the morning, so we'll only know, we won't be penalized, in other words, they understand our situation. The 9131 poles did not look the way I thought they would look. But apparently that's what we had to get because the other poles were not available at the time this project ordered. If you look around the rest of the town, it's called a 16-sided flute pole, which goes all the way up the mast. Well, these are solid, just straight round, no decoration at all on them. But it was signed off on, it's what we got, and they'll look good when they're done. They say there's gonna be a flute around the bottom, with the decoration around the bottom, so they won't look too bad out of place, and they'll be the only ones there by themselves, so it'll still look good.
Well, I know I've seen one of these street lights that they've got a decorative base. I did see one of the street lights that they've done a decorative base on, but I've not seen it yet on the light.
Yeah, the street
light.
If there's street lights or the walk signs, I think what they're putting on, right? Those walk signs just have a plain, I don't like it, but, it's fine. But it has no, it's just a flat kind of, it's a square that tapers up into a round thing, but anyway, it'll be whatever it is, and it was approved, so that's what we'll have. I am gonna talk to the state to see what it will take to take that other pole and move it on Commercial Street. Hopefully we can do that. It should be the exact same size, exact same height and everything, but I haven't heard back from them on that. Because it's our pole, I assume and was told that they will be taking it down. So we'll need to put it somewhere safe until we can get that project started to replace the other pole, which I think was the goal all along. That'll be something we'll just have to pay for out of pocket for the digging and, whatever engineering it'll cost to do that. Just food for thought, Commercial Street, we talked about this a long time ago, and I need to talk to the store owners on that street. That really needs to be parallel parking on that street, where you don't have to back out in front of people and have people turning right at the stop sign and almost rear-ending you and parking a truck, in front of the store, and the rear end of the truck sticks out 3 feet in another lane. It really needs to be parallel there. When we do that, if we approve that, then we'll lose 3 spaces. I'm hoping that the Hammond property can make up for some of that. So I'll be kind of communicating with him to see if he can make up some of that loss. But it's something that we need to think about doing, because it's very dangerous going down that street, having to veer into traffic. It's just, the sidewalks were too wide for the street. See, Rusty's already talked about the pool. It looks great. Remember, everybody's statement of economic interest is due by 4:30, I believe. Done? Everybody else done theirs? Okay. I've already talked about City Hall card reader. The May 2nd car show at Baptist Church, First Baptist Church, whatever next week, whatever this coming Saturday is, whatever date that is, has been changed to May 2nd.
25th.
Huh?
25th.
The 25th. So the car show at First Baptist Church that was supposed to be on the 25th has now been rescheduled to May 2nd because of the weather that's coming in over the weekend. You all have handbooks here that Tracy printed out for us. All the good ethics stuff that we need to learn and live by.
That's right.
I think that's really it. There is a debate. Well, there's 2 things going on. The food truck people are this Thursday night, so they're over there till 8 o'clock if y'all want to go see them. There's also a debate between the sheriff candidates and the revenue commissioners candidates, which started at 6 at the Coleman VFW. So it's probably still going on if anybody wants to go up there. It will be live streamed though. If you want to watch it online, it should be online somewhere after the meeting. I suspect it'll probably go on for another 40 minutes or maybe an hour or something like that, depending on how long we talk. So either go eat or go up there, or wherever you want to go. Anything else you want to talk about?
I think you got it covered.
All right, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
I'll second.
Ms. Brown gave a first, and Mr. Rowe a second. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. We are adjourned. Thank y'all for coming. Appreciate the attendance.